Ayaan Hirsi Ali is unbelievable in her support for Israel and her clarity on the Middle East and radical Islamism. Let's take a look at what she says. I'm Tall, your favorite Zionist prince, the traveling clat. Let's take a look.
There are no doubt many Muslims in the West living legally in the countries in which they reside, following the laws, but nevertheless devoted to the overthrow of Western values. How do we deal with that? I have seen discussions that they quietly feel they will win the demographic battle, and then legally, democratically proceed to take over the West. How should we think about that?
Well, first of all, that's happening because you have to go to certain neighborhoods in places like Sweden, France, parts of Germany, Italy, to see that this sort of replacement has occurred. And if you go to these places, there is an informal law, a parallel society. So how do we deal with it? That's the big head scratcher. I am a classical liberal. I do not believe in forcing people, rounding people up and forcing them out of the country. In many cases, even that's impossible because they are citizens who are born in these countries and raised in these countries. So I think the only options that we are left with are the options of developing a counter-narrative and a counter-propaganda and being just as active as they are with the hope and the optimism that our ideas are in many ways more attractive than what people are hearing in the mosques today in France or in England or in New York and Michigan. And we're not doing that. And we're not doing it, and here's where this whole multiculturalism thing comes along. Today, to go forward and say, we're going to have Western civilization taught uniformly on all K to 12, regardless of where you come from, you're going to go through Western civilization, or you're going to go through the history of the Holocaust. To do that, you're going to face opposition from the woke people who are saying you are imposing your white supremacist ideas on these ethnic groups. That's also a fight we have to fight, but that is the nature of multiculturalism. Yeah.
Good evening. Thank you for being so brave and speaking the truth. I hope you can influence many young Muslim ladies. In your opinion, why is Gaza so isolated in the Muslim world? I see them protesting all over the world. I haven't seen one soldier come from Indonesia to help them. That's my first question, why they're so isolated. The second one, in your opinion, why the Israeli Arabs, the citizens of Israel, are so quiet and not willing to fight, not to help Gaza? Could you answer those two questions, please?
I cannot answer the second one. I can't even attempt to answer that second one. On the first one, why are so many, there are 1.5 billion Muslims in the world, why are they not volunteering to go and fight in Gaza? I think that if you look into Islamist literature, what you're going to find is that the inhabitants of Gaza are seen not as human beings, and this is again where embracing death comes into the narrative. They are martyrs. They are considered to be the lucky ones who are, to be killed by the Jews, you go straight to paradise. It's the people of Gaza who have been, you are a baby born in Gaza, and the likelihood of being indoctrinated with the idea that you're going to die killing Jews, that is your fate. You have to ask the question, why is it that Egypt, if Egypt were given a lot of money, the Israeli government is saying, evacuate, get the people of Gaza out. In terms of money, I think we can afford to, the countries that support the mission to destroy Hamas, they can put the money down. All that Egypt has to do is to say, we're going to help evacuate the residents of Gaza, let Hamas be cleared out, and then we can start talking about what to do about that. But the government of Egypt is not going to do that because, as the president of Egypt said, that would kill the Palestinian dream. And what is the Palestinian dream? It's from the river to the sea. So no one really wants to do it. I mean, it's all very political, and some of the Arab leaders, they want Israel to quietly get rid of Hamas. But I don't think that they're able to face up to the Muslim Brotherhood and radical Islamists on their own soil. I think that if the president of Egypt today were to say what he really thinks, he would not be president.
I think this is the more logical way to look at it. And I don't disagree from a certain perspective. But what I would counter is, I think internalized in Arab society, they don't care. They genuinely don't care. They are. You have to think about it. And I believe that Ayaan Hirsi Ali is from Somalia. Just in Somalia, in the last 20 years, I believe it's up to 680,000 people have been killed. These are people who believe, I don't believe that they're Arabs, but they believe that they're Arabs, and they're mostly Muslim. That's Muslim on Muslim, Arab on Arab, murdering each other, 680,000, over 500,000 people, like well over 500,000 people. They do this every single day in the Arab world, and I talk about it ad nauseum, but nobody cares. That's the reason no one's fighting for Gaza, because Indonesians are too busy killing each other, and I don't think that's happening that often in Indonesia. But in the Middle East, Arabs are way too busy murdering each other in the pursuit of Islamism, and Arabism to give a rat's ass about what's going on in Gaza. They like to posture and pretend that they do. And again, I don't think that she's wrong. I think that if they were to give their honest thoughts, yeah, the Muslim Brotherhood and regular old jihadis in Muslim society, which make up, unfortunately, a very large percentage of Muslim society in the Middle East, would rise up and just start killing leaders. I do think that would happen. But from another side, like another framework, I don't think that they genuinely care. I actually don't think they care at all. I think that for them, it's just mostly like a shared hatred of Jewish people, because they don't know Jewish people, because they ethnically cleansed all of them from their land. That kind of drives most of this. We need reform in the Arab world. The only way that it'll come is by creating counterculture, which is what this channel is. This channel is counterculture. This channel and what I do here, the point of it is to educate you on the Middle East and what's going on. I'm trying to bring a perspective that no one is talking about. And it comes from a highly educated perspective on the matter. And it's not something, you're not hearing these ideas from anyone in the mainstream media or any of the big political pundits. That's the whole idea, is counterculture. Let me give you a more interesting, more engaging perspective. And let me tear the fabric of what you believe Arab society is and the Islamic Ummah is. Because in reality, it's a facade. It's a pipe dream. It doesn't exist. See you guys in the next one. I love you long time. Subscribe to the channel. Help me out. Bye-bye.
If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.